It all started on a crisp spring morning when I drove up to my farm, expecting the usual calm that comes with living off the beaten path. My farm is remote, peaceful, and entirely self-sufficient, a sanctuary where the world's chaos seems a distant echo. But that morning, chaos had somehow found its way to my driveway in a form I could never have imagined. 5 massive shipping containers, strategically positioned to block the only road leading into the property. At first, I thought it was some sort of construction project or a delivery gone wrong. The containers were painted in bright, industrial blues and reds, standing like silent giants across the path. I stepped out of my truck, squinting against the sun, and immediately noticed the small placard on one of the containers. Property of the HOA. My blood ran cold. The Homeowners Association, a group notorious for overstepping boundaries, had somehow decided it was appropriate to blockade private property. I walked closer, trying to figure out a way around, but the containers were immovable. Each one weighed several tons, and the arrangement was deliberate, forming a wall that cut off the only access road. As I inspected the blockade, I noticed a small path leading off to the side, just wide enough for a person on foot. I decided to investigate further, leaving my truck behind. That's when I realized something astonishing. The road I was trying to access wasn't just my farm's driveway. It was the very same road the HOA board members used to reach their office, located on the edge of my property. Panic and disbelief set in. The HOA had effectively trapped themselves in a logistical nightmare, and they didn't even realize it. I dialed the HOA president's number, curiosity and irritation mixed with a strange sense of satisfaction. It took 3 long rings before someone picked up. "Hello?" said a tense voice, clearly caught off guard. "This is my name on my property," I said calmly, trying to mask my incredulity. "I see you've placed 5 shipping containers across my driveway." There was a long pause on the other end. "Well, yes, this is a boundary enforcement action," the voice stammered. We believe the land beyond this point is within our jurisdiction." I couldn't help but laugh. "You do realize that the road you just blocked is the only access to your own office?" I asked. "The containers you've positioned make it impossible for anyone, including yourselves, to reach the building." Silence. Then a nervous chuckle. I wasn't aware. Not aware," I repeated, walking back to my truck to assess the situation further. "Let me make it very simple. Your office, your vehicles, your staff, they are all stuck unless you move these containers. And, by the way, you don't have the legal right to place them here without my permission." Panic crept into their voice. We didn't realize." "Okay, we'll save it," I interrupted. "I'm coming over to help you remove them. But next time, think twice before trying to claim what isn't yours." By mid-afternoon, a convoy of HOA trucks and movers had arrived, reluctantly beginning the process of repositioning the containers. Their employees, red-faced and muttering under their breath, struggled to maneuver the colossal metal boxes without blocking the road entirely. I supervised quietly, sipping water and enjoying the irony. The very people who thought they were exerting authority were now completely dependent on my cooperation. Once the containers were moved and the road was clear, I finally decided to have a conversation with the HOA president in person. We sat on the porch of my farmhouse, the late afternoon sun casting long shadows over the fields. I explained the boundaries clearly, documented the incident, and insisted on written acknowledgement that no future blockades or unauthorized encroachments would occur. The HOA president was visibly humbled. We didn't understand how serious this was," they admitted. "You should," I said gently but firmly, "because next time this won't be a simple misplacement. It will be trespassing." They nodded, silently acknowledging defeat. As they drove off, I couldn't help but smile. My farm was once again peaceful, the driveway clear, and the lesson firmly delivered. Never underestimate the irony of blocking the only road to your own office. From that day forward, whenever I drive past the now empty spot where the containers once stood, I can't help but chuckle. The HOA learned a valuable lesson about boundaries, and I got a story that my neighbors won't soon forget. 5 massive shipping containers, a blocked driveway, and a lesson in humility. Sometimes reality has the best sense of humor.